Hello, everybody. My name is Isabel Guerra. I'm a student from Instituto Pedagógico de Caracas. And today I want to share with you a presentation about a lesson plan using literature to develop critical thinking in EFL students. I'm going to share it with you right now. This is my presentation, a lesson plan using literature to develop critical thinking in EFL students. The content of this presentation: we have an introduction, Socratic questioning technique, critical thinking, the lesson plan, and conclusion. Introduction. The purpose of this work is to make EFL students develop critical thinking using literature. To do so, we are going to review the use of adjective in a sentence, and also we are going to use the Socratic questioning technique. But why the Socratic questioning technique? Because according to Intel Teach Program 2007, it enables the student to examine ideas logically and to determine the validity of those ideas. Consequently, students can discuss ideas in depth and they can express their own thoughts about any subject, promoting independent thinking. That is what we want from the students. Make them to have independent thinking. And why critical thinking? Critical thinking, as Ruggiero 2001 states, it is a process in which a person can explore certain aspects of life, like historic events, and find out which are useful or not for his or her own growth. Consequently, the analysis of these historic events may lead the students to develop critical thinking. The lesson plan. The literary work is a divine image by William Blake. The topic: social situations related to Industrial Revolution. This is the new vocabulary. The skills: speaking, listening, writing. Teaching approach, communicative approach. The lesson framework: presentation, practice, production. Students, adults with an upper intermediate level. Place: a private English institute. Quantity 16 students. Time for the lesson 90 minutes. The communicative objective: at the end of this class, students will be able to have a critical thinking about certain aspects of their own society. The linguistic objective: the use of descriptive adjectives to criticize some society's aspect. Let's begin with the lesson plan, the warm-up. After greeting the students, the teacher will ask them to work with a partner. She will give them a sheet of paper with a murderer's photo and a brief description of each one. The teacher will ask them to discuss questions like this: why are the people as violent as they are, etc., etc. Each pair of students will discuss one question. After this discussion, the teacher will ask them to share their conclusions to the rest of the class. They will have only 10 minutes for this activity. Now let's talk about the presentation. The teacher will post on the board 3 posters about the Industrial Revolution, and then she will lead a brainstorming session using questions like how can we call this period of time, the student's organization use shape, and she will lead a Socratic discussion. And these are the questions. After this brainstorming session, she will post a banner with the title Industrial Revolution among the posters she had posted before. After that, she will show an Industrial Revolution short video. Let's hear. The students have to identify one injustice in this video and share it with the teacher.
In the late 1700s, most people worked in the fields on land they did not own. Those who owned the land, called aristocrats, lived refined lives in elegant manor houses. Servants raised their children and did their housework.
Okay, let's continue. After that, the teacher will explain the Industrial Revolution's problems, how British society changed, and which the consequences of industrialization were. Then she will explain that how literature should be a means to criticize society's changes. Some writers use literature to express what they live and to condemn some aspect of society. Then the teacher will introduce William Blake, as we can see, as an English poet. She will post on the board a William Blake's poster. She will explain that in this case, William Blake tried to convey a message about the social injustices he could observe during the Industrial Revolution, the cruelty which inhabits man's heart. After that, she will post the title of the poem, A Divine Image, under William Blake's poster, and she will ask the students, what do you think the poem is about? She will let the student infer and answer this question. Then she will post the poem under the title. She will ask one volunteer to read the poem. Together with the student, the teacher will explain the meaning of new words: secrecy, forged as an adjective, forge as a noun, furnace, and gorge. The teacher will explain that the title of this poem is the title's irony. And then the teacher will explain how the poet uses descriptive adjective to emphasize his message. This is the way the poster will be on the board. The students will have half an hour for this activity, or we will have half an hour for this activity. Then we move on to the practice. After that, the teacher will divide the class into two groups, A and B. The teacher will explain how the poet highlights the worst aspects of human race: cruelty, jealousy, terror, and secrecy. How murderers assassinated so many people only for money. The Industrial Revolution devoured children's lives and exploited many workers only for money, and it originated the first urban slums. Maybe the author wanted to criticize these situations. Then the teacher will explain that Group A will discuss about the message of the poem using a sheet of paper. They have to answer these two questions that you can see over here. And then Group B will discuss if the poem can be useful to criticize some aspect of our current society. Using a sheet of paper, they will explain it and give examples. After that, one student of each group will read the answer, and each group will support their answers. For this activity, we will have 25 minutes. And then we have the production. Individually, the student will elaborate a piece of writing. They will write one or two sentences about social differences. They can observe the social differences they can observe in their own community. They should use descriptive adjective to emphasize their message. After that, they will share their own writing with the rest of the class. Now we have the wrap up. The teacher will choose 6 students. Each student will have 60 seconds to speak about what he or she learned in this class. They should identify adjective, summarize the video, talk about the poem's message. If they were William Blake, what they would criticize, etc., etc. They should be creative. For this activity, we will have only 10 minutes. After that, we have finished the presentation. In conclusion, I will say that reading William Blake's poem should help students to see their own society problems and their own limitations as human beings, and also to understand how they can destroy others, trying to get power and money. This analysis should aim at helping them to change themselves and to become better citizens. These are my references. Thank you for watching.